If the Labor Party wants to remain in government, it's going to have to put Kevin Rudd into the Prime Minister's job. I think the Prime Minister should actually think about whether she stands on Monday. I think it's that serious, because the public are saying, we want Kevin Rudd. She's got to consider whether the public is right or the back rooms and the faction leaders are right.
Many of the people that have worked with Kevin Rudd say that they don't want to work with him again. Doesn't that say a lot about Kevin Rudd's personality and Kevin Rudd's management as a Prime Minister?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you've got to listen to the public. What do they say? The public say, we want Kevin Rudd to be Prime Minister. They feel he was badly treated last time. They feel that their choice for Prime Minister was taken away from them by a backroom operation, and they don't want to see it happen again. You know, I've known Kevin Rudd for a long time, and I think it was a very functional government. It actually managed to deal with the financial crisis that struck the world very effectively. They all worked together. Julia Gillard was part of the leadership team. Wayne Swan was part of the leadership team. We never heard talk about dysfunctionality at that time. It seems to me that everything was going pretty well.
Do you think it's right that all this dirty laundry is being aired at the moment, both from Gillard backers but also from Kevin Rudd yesterday, saying that it was Julia Gillard and Wayne Swan that convinced him to shelve the ETS?
Well, I think he was responding to the claims that were being made. I think it was only fair that he should be able to respond to some of the things that were being said at the time. I mean, Nicola Roxon came out yesterday, for example, and started to complain about a suggestion by Kevin Rudd when he was Prime Minister that they hold a referendum on the question of transferring power from the states to the Commonwealth on health. That was an ALP policy in the 2007 election to hold a referendum, and it was launched by Nicola Roxon and Kevin Rudd. So there's a lot of disinformation going around at the moment, which I think is very bad, and I don't think it's edifying. I think we do have to pull together, whoever wins the election. But I'll just reiterate what I said before. I think Julia Gillard should think seriously about not putting her name up on Monday for the nomination for the leadership of the party and the government, because she doesn't have the confidence of the Australian people. Kevin Rudd does. He can beat Tony Abbott and he can beat Julia Gillard in this ballot if the faction leaders let the people on the backbench have their vote. Yeah. If you've got a margin of less than 10% in this election campaign coming up, under Julia Gillard, as the polls say at the moment, they're going to lose their seat. So they can sit back and look at what might have been a Labor government protecting the rights of workers, work choices not reintroduced, health improved, education standards improved, or we can go to Tony Abbott. That's the choice they have to make on Monday. I think he's only got one go at this thing, and I think that's something that the caucus has to consider. They can't just park Kevin Rudd to the side and say, we'll come and get you to lead us when the going gets really rough. The going is rough now. This is their one and only chance. If you've got a margin of less than 10%, you've got to go to Kevin Rudd if you think you're going to win the next election.
Bruce, seeing as you know him so well, he made that pitch on that late night interview with Sky, and it was really an I've changed pitch. Has he really changed, and how will he be a different leader?
Well, I think he has. I mean, in many ways, I think they've overstated the Kevin Rudd control freak thing. I don't think the public really expects Kevin Rudd to be, the most delightful creature that everybody ever met. That's not the role of a Prime Minister. It's to get things done. He got things done in the toughest times. We were facing the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression, 80 years. Australia got through that because Kevin Rudd was at the helm.